You want to tell me about your home?
Well, this is a little bit of a lean-to shelter I constructed before I finished our cabin. Of course, then again, we're getting ready to move on down to Beans Creek. It's a better place to raise a family, and I find I'm better at increasing my family than my fortune. So we're going to stay here for a little bit before we head out and get a new start over in Tennessee. My name's Davy Crockett, by the way. This is my wife, Polly.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
So you don't have any children yet?
Not yet, but we're probably going to be heading down that ways shortly enough.
So what do you do here when it snows and it's blowing in the sides?
Well, fortunately, we don't stay in a shelter like this throughout all seasons unless we have to. But in the event that it does, around the bottom we can pile up enough dirt and fill in the gaps with some chinking and daubing, which is pieces of wood and some mud packed in real tight. Then maybe set up a few skins to shelter you from the weather over here, and have your fire nice and hot so it can keep you warm. And if it's raining, we can set our fire in here.
Right, because
we may not have the most of property, but at least we've got our creature comforts.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you meet David? I have not seen cooking like that before.
Oh,
it's like a bowl.
It is.
It's got a nice ring to it too, but when it's not full. That way I don't have to dig really a pit, and the fire gets contained in there, so more so in here. They got so much, see how much stuff they've got. I wouldn't want to catch any of these pine needles on.
Right.
Well, you two of us sleep under there. This is called a plow point or open face.
Okay.
And it's a square piece of tarp, and you can set it up 5 different ways. And that's what the long hunters do. We're in a long hunters camp here.
What do you think they would do to her? You think they'd whip her? Or you think maybe they'd hang her? Probably not. What about, do you think they'd just make her pay a fine? All right, you ready? Ta-da! She's going to have to wear a brake. Have you ever seen one of those?
No.
A brake was a metal cage that fit over your head and came down and clapped around your neck like this. And in the front of it, it had a really long piece of metal that was pointed that went in your mouth all the way back to your tonsils. And they would make you wear that usually for several hours while they led you around town on a leash and showed everybody what you were. Or they would tie you out front to a pole and make you wear it for a while.
So tell me about your booth here.
Well, on the left are items related to women. Women were involved in life, in other words, gardens and childcare. And on the right side are things related to the men. Men were about hunting and warfare, and so that's death, in other words. So you had the balance of life and death.
Almost 300 years. Yeah. And you know exactly where they came from.
Now, is this supposed to be like a trader booth where you
Well,
would
what
be
we have
selling?
done is both of us are educators.
Okay.
And so what we do is if we were just traveling in 1780 and camping, we wouldn't have all of this.
Right. Okay.
But we bring a lot of items for display so we can talk to the public and explain about life. Like I said, both of us are educators, so we want to share what life was like at that time. So we bring a lot of things that a campsite would not have.
Mm-hmm.
The baskets back there, those two large ones are river cane. And then some of these other items show what kinds of food were common. The squash and the corn, the beans, the blackberries, the hominy, the dried venison meat, the parched corn, the walnuts, and so forth. The meats would have been a lot of fish, a lot of turkey, a lot of deer, a lot of bear. And then on the other side, see the fan as a turkey wing.
Mm-hmm.
There's the mirror for putting on your face paint. There's the silver jewelry, the armbands, the stickball sticks, the dance rattle. One in the back is a gourd. That's a rattle. The one in the front has two turtle shells on it with beads to rattle. Then there's the two leggings back there, the pair of leggings made out of brain tan deer hide. There's the stickball sticks back there, a variety of jewelry items, a tomahawk up here, and a war club for going to battle.
Now, what are these? Let me point to them on camera, but what are those right there made out of?
I think what you're looking at are the wampum beads. So the white and blue over here are actually glass wampum beads made in a British factory as trade items. And then the two that are purple and white, those are made with actual shell. And those were really popular trade items. And then the British started doing it in glass, and we traded those.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you tell me about your booth?
We were sheep producers for 27 years, and now that we're older, we don't raise the sheep, but we still work the wool directly from the shorn wool off the sheep. And we process it all the way through with natural dyes and spin and weave and enjoy it quite a lot.
So you do mostly like rugs and shawls. Do you have a store where you sell the stuff?
No, we do not.
We just gift it?
We do this type of work, and you can also look on it. Contact us personally, but we do not have a storefront. No.
Okay.
Your work is beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you came back.
Thank you.
And you do the wood carving?
Yes. Yes.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, what are these? Pulleys for
Those
what?
were just pulleys. They were on a loom,
Hi.
barn loom that we once had.
And there's some of your wool.
It's a warm day, isn't it?
Yes,
Spun
but
that
it's
long
been
years
warmer.
ago and just
You need
skipped
some
it.
woolens though.
Oh, I know.
We used to make rugs, so
Where's
Made
your
the-
men's stuff?
the large
Right. Well, these are men's
yarn
things.
for that.
Okay.
These are men's things.
your booth?
My business?
Is it Pepe's?
It's Pepe's. It is. I do leather work.
Okay.
And my wife makes soap. And we have all kinds of goodies in the shop, so come on down and buy some.
And where's your shop at?
Oh, here.
Okay, but do you have another store where you sell all the time?
No.
Okay.
I have a shop at the house that I work in, but
Okay.
I don't have a storefront.
See lots of handmade soaps here. Peppermint shaving soap.
That'll wake you up in the morning, let me tell you.
And for all you stitchers, there's some little scissor keepers.
Yeah. A lot of girls that do quilting buy those because they wear them around their neck, you know, when they're quilting, and they're not losing them all the time. Oh,
Oh, and here's your card. Let me get that in the video. I can smell the leather here. If we only...
I can't smell it anymore because I smell it all the time, so it's just a normal scent to me, you know.
No pouring job.
Is it okay to video you?
Oh, certainly.
Do you want to tell me about your booth?
Well, we are Dragonfly Traders. We are merchants of the 18th century. We have a variety of things here, which we make ourselves. We have clothing, games and toys, household articles, accoutrements, small tools, all sorts of things like that.
Do you have a regular storefront, or do you just go around to these type of things and sell there?
No, we basically only sell at events like this because the joy and fun of all this is not just the making and the selling, it's the interpretation to the general public. We do some mail order business as well.
Okay. Love the glasses.
Thank you.
Yes, by and large, I'm not saying with everything, but I'm just saying we know from studying German guns kind of what they do. But let me show you the difference. You see that? See that pan? Look at this one. See how that pan is round? That's it.
It always blows my mind if you have the wooden thing. It's just the fire brick unit, and it doesn't just burn this up.
Yeah, actually, it's a good level of sand underneath. These are just regular brick. But yeah, you can stick your hand up underneath. It's not even just a little.